In this video, I'm going to talk about the Google Keyword Planner tool, which is free, and how you can use it to help you do your keyword research. This keyword tool that Google has released and has available is generally for AdWords campaigns, which is of course Google's paid system, PPC system. But we can use this tool to do our SEO research, to do our keyword research for SEO. I'll do a quick walkthrough on the tool. So you can simply search for the tool to find the URL, and you'll see the first result. Here's the tool. Now the first time you use this tool, and you log in, they'll probably ask you to sort of create an AdWords account, and you can of course skip this entire thing and go straight to the tool. Okay, so we're just gonna save this. I'm showing this to you because I want you to understand that the first time you access this tool, you will need to set up stuff, but you can skip it. Okay, so as you can see, it's directly logged us into the AdWords interface. We don't really want that. We want the keyword planner, which is right here in the tools section. You can of course also directly jump to it through Google search, but if you don't get to it directly from here, we can of course access it through the interface. Okay, so there are three options when you first start the tool. Every time you first start the tool, you can either search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or a category, and that's when you want to do keyword research, when you want to find other similar keywords in your niche, or you haven't really narrowed down your list of keywords that you want and you're still in the brainstorming phase. That's really handy. You can take a competitor's website, plug it in over here, and it'll spit out all the keywords that it finds that are related to that particular website. It could be a competitor's site, it could be any other site. Just make sure it's a specific site. I mean, don't go for something like Wikipedia. You're going to get a million keywords back or more than that. So choose your make sure that the site that you're trying to analyze and pull out keyword ideas from is as closely related to your website or your niche as possible, or the page that you want to rank for. So that's one way, when you know. Okay, and then the second way of course is when you know your specific keywords and you just want to get your monthly search volume data, like how often is that keyword search for in a particular month in a specific region or globally. That would be the second option. And of course the third one is you multiply keyword list to get new keywords, where this is where you would push in your seed keywords, and then you would it would suggest other similar keywords and combinations and things like that. Okay, so let's start with the first option, and that's when it's asking you to put in either. So let's look at our pole dancing equipment. So pole dance classes, and let's not put in any site because we don't have any, but if you do, you can put that in. Right now we can leave that blank because we just have a seed keyword, or some, we can give a few over here. You don't have to give one, you can give a couple of them. You could even put a product name in here or a service name, and then it'll show you recommended keywords. Let's assume you have just one keyword for now, and let's put that in here. The next is location. So you can always change your location. So you can put in things like, location that you're in, or we just want to find out in United Kingdoms, or let's go for United States. Or of course you could just leave the default, or you could edit it and keep it on a global level. Okay, so for now we just leave it as US, and you want to look for English keywords, and whether you want to search Google Google or the search partners, and that's mostly for AdWords. So I would not do anything with this. It's just an advanced setting there if you want to search sites that are part of the Google Search Partner Network, and we leave that at Google. Negative keywords are like keywords that don't show me keywords which have that word in them. So it could spit out all combinations, but don't show me like things like if you want to exclude things like free. So you don't want it to spit out keywords that have the word free in there. You would put that in here. For now, let's just leave it blank. And you can of course add in more filters, and we can do that later after we get the seed list. And this would be basically filter out the result and show us based on specific data. It would filter out the keywords, like the ones that have more than say 1,000 keywords per month, and then a budget for our PPC, which I'll get to later, and the ad impression share rate, and the competition levels. For now, we're just going to cancel this out. I'll show that to you later on. I'll show you the rest of the things later. And now, since we've chosen that from the first tab, we can click on Get Ideas. These are the two other ones I'll come to later. So let's click on Get Ideas, and what you'll see is a monthly search trend for all the keywords that it's given you, the total number of searches for the last 12 months or so, for all the keywords that it's found, and it groups all the keywords based on similar intent. And we are over here, so this number doesn't mean much in this specific case, but it would be something to look at when you're looking at trends, and we're looking at more specific keywords, and we'll get to that later. So we're not looking at pole fitness, we're looking at lessons. Yeah, this is what we want to see. This is a group that we're interested in. So don't click on add to plan or anything like that, because that would go into your AdWords plan, and we're not using this tool for AdWords or for any sort of Google advertising. We're doing it for SEO purposes, so we can ignore all of that. Okay, so we're looking at pole lessons because that's the closest sort of intent, user search intent, and we're looking for classes. So we click that, and what it's going to give you is it's going to give you all the keywords it's found, and it's going to give you the average monthly searches right here for that keyword. So pole dancing lessons is searched for 720 times. It also gives you a competition level, and I would ignore that because this is basically competition based on the paid ads, not on the SEO. So that's something we need to really ignore, because that's only for the advertising. That's for the AdWords competition, what kind of budgets people are putting, how many people are bidding for that keyword, how much they're paying on a monthly basis. Over here, the default is showing in rupees. So just ignore that if you're from overseas, and you can actually ignore this entire column, but you can filter that, and it's showing in rupees because my default currency was set to rupees. I should have set it to dollars, but that's okay because it doesn't really matter. And these last 1, 2, 3, 4 columns are not really important. This is the most important column right here, and of course if you put hover your mouse over here, it will show you the number of times it's searched for over the last 12 months. So if there's a hot new trending keyword, you'll see a growing trend, and that would be a keyword to watch out for. And again, we're just looking for the potential of that keyword to give us traffic, and we look at the competitiveness level at a later stage using some of the other tools. But for now, we want to just find out two things. One, we want to brainstorm for other similar keywords, and secondly, for each of these keywords, we want to know how much potential does it have in terms of giving us traffic if we rank number 1 or on the first page. And this 720 number over here is the number of times this keyword is searched for. This exact keyword is searched for over the last for that particular month, the last month right here in Feb. Okay, so it's important to understand that this is the exact keyword. By default, Google has started when I type that in, I didn't have to put that in quotes, the seed keyword, or in square brackets, or it gives us by default the exact keyword. The search trends for that exact match is what they call it. Okay, so these are all the keywords I found, and these are similar keywords. What I would do is I would simply download them by clicking this button right here, and then move on to my next keyword and what have you. Okay, so now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put something, just put a more generic keyword and see what kind of idea. So here you can see it's giving a whole different set of groupings, and you want to check, see right here, this is the course, and you want to actually go in and check each of these and then export them and add them, and just keep collecting, brainstorming and collecting as many as you can, and also collect the average monthly searches also, which you can download it as a CSV or an Excel sheet. Okay, so now if you want to, let's try out the other two search functions it had, and you just simply click on modify search, or you can go back to the main page, and over here we already tried pole dancing. So we tried this first function, so let's close this off and let's look at this one. So here you need to know like your keywords. So if you've done your keyword research using another tool, and you want to get some data back from Google, then you would enter your keywords one per line. So pole dancing, pole dance classes. So this would be if I had all my keywords, right? Okay, I also want you to understand that the keyword planner is where all the tools get their information from, their data from. So whether it's another paid tool or a free tool that you're using, this is what they use under the hood. They use their APIs, or they use their different methods to log in and grab the data from here, from this interface, the Google AdWords section, which is called the Google Keyword Planner. That's where all the data is housed. And all the tools out there are getting all that search volume data from this specific tool. What we're doing here is we're just understanding, and we're working with the tool directly. We're not using another tool above this tool that makes our life easier and gets all the data for us and sort of organizes it for SEO purposes. We're just going in and we're understanding how the tool actually works under the hood, which is very important also. Okay, and you can, of course, so once you add all the keywords, you can cut paste them, or if you have a file, you can have all the keywords input in that file and upload the file, and then you click on get search volume. And what it's going to do is right here, so all the keywords that you entered, it's going to tell you the total average monthly searches of all of them combined, and if you go in there, each of them, it's going to give you your average monthly searches, and then you can simply download that data. So you get this column and you get this column, and you download the data, and then you use it to continue with your keyword research. Going back, let's go back to the third one. This one is basically just a combination. When you have something like you want to do free, and you just want to find all pole dance classes, pole dance lessons, pole courses. So it will basically give you it'll get your search volume or your forecast for all the different combinations, and we can get that from here, and then we click here, and we get the one with the word free, and it's of course knocked the one out which it didn't find anything in there and no potential at all. So it just, which had zero search volume, it sort of filtered that out. So that's your Google Keyword Planner. Very basics of it. I would suggest you get in and play around with the tool a little bit more. Sorry, there was one more. Let's just go back because I didn't show you the filters. So let's go back and look at the filters. Let's look at the search filters and we get ideas. And I just want to show that to you. So let's look at poll lessons, and these are all our keywords, and the filters on the side you can always add. It has some filters, so if you want to just find the ones more than, say you get 1,000 keywords here and you don't really want all of them, you just want to go after the ones that have at least 100 monthly searches, so you put in 100 there. And let's ignore the bids for now and the ad impression share because that's only for AdWords. So let's just look at the single filter, and then you hit save and it'll filter everything again. So you look at, so here are your keywords in that particular group which have more than 100 searches. And we're not looking at competition. Again, this competition is advertising competition. This is not search engine SEO, organic listing competition. It's important that you understand that. Okay, with that said, we'll conclude this particular topic, and I'll see you in the next.